Okay, this is a lesson 11.2. I am going to go over the warm-up, so pause the video. When you see the next screen you see on the video will be the warm-ups done. So start it when you do your warm-ups. Okay, here's the answer to the warm-ups. Go ahead and pause if you need to. Check your answers. Right here, 1, 2 is the answer to number 2. 15x cubed plus 4x minus 18 is the answer to number 1. If you need to pause the video to see what I did, please go ahead. Okay, today we're going to talk about multiplying polynomials. We're going to be multiplying two binomials. Now, one way to do it, which you've probably heard of, is FOIL. First, outside, inside, last. I'm going to show you FOIL, but I'm going to show it to you differently. Watch. First, outside, inside, last. Well, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that if you just distribute, which is something we should be familiar with, if you just distribute the first term to everything in the second, in the other binomial, and if you distribute the second term to the other binomial, you'll get your answer. That's all you have to do. You don't have to remember first, outside, inside, last. Just remember your first term gets multiplied to everything in the second binomial. Your second term gets multiplied to everything in the second binomial. So your first step should be to draw these rainbows just like this, okay? Draw a rainbow from the first x to everything in the second binomial and the 4 to everything in the second binomial. Now, x times x, what does x times x equal? X squared. When we multiply like bases with exponents, we add the exponents. This is x to the first times x to the first, that equals x squared. Now, x times 6 is plus 6x. 4 times x is plus 4x. 4 times 6 is plus 24. Now we combine like terms, keep the x squared first, plus 10x plus 24. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. It's that simple. Okay? Let's look at number 8. Again, have to multiply the 3b to everything in the second binomial. Have to multiply the 4g to everything in the second binomial. 3b times b is 3b squared. 3b times negative 2g is negative 6bg. 4g times b is plus 4gb. 4 times negative 2g, 4g times negative 2g, is negative 8g squared. There are no other 3b's, so 3b stays the same, 3b squared. Now, bg and gb are the same thing. Order doesn't matter. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. bg or gb, it doesn't matter. There's no other g squares, so negative 8g squared stays the same. Okay? That's your answer. One last thing we have to look at is x plus 4 squared. This is not pow-pow. You can't just go x squared plus 16 because this is not multiplication. Pow-pow only works in multiplication. 3x squared y raised to the second power. See how 3x squared y is all multiplication? You can use pow-pow there. This is addition. Cannot use pow-pow. So how do you solve it? X plus 4 times x plus 4. And then you do your rainbows. Okay, number 15. Given the rectangle to the right, find the area as a polynomial. How do you find area? Does anybody know? Yes? Length times width. So, 4x minus 2 times 2x plus 5. And then you do the same thing. 4x gets multiplied to everything in the other binomial. The negative 2 gets multiplied to everything in the other binomial. So I get 8x squared plus 20x minus 4x minus 10. Is that my answer? Nope. 8x squared plus 16x minus 10. Okay, guys. That's it for this lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to come in and ask.